good evening, and welcome to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, the Let's Try program here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner, I'm your host, and I will be guiding you tonight through one that I have been looking forward to for a very, very long time. Oh, actually, just 1 second here. There's one thing I wanted to do that I didn't have time to do just before we started the program, and let's just throw on here a little bit of noise suppression. Yeah, there we go. That should make this a slightly more pleasant program to watch. Oh, yes, we've got the extra different art here this week. We're settling in the Crystal Gondola a little bit more, and it's nice to have some art that I've had around for a number of years able to get up on the wall. But that's not the point of this episode. The point of this episode is that I like thrifting, and wow, this is kind of an episode that's kind of the intersection of two of my favorite other YouTube channels. So we'll enjoy some LGR thrifting, and as I did, I always make it a habit to walk by the toaster section, because I used to have your standard toaster from wherever you get toasters. I don't know how you end up with toasters these days. Usually they're gifts. I think that's what this one was. And it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And then back in, I want to say April of 2019, the seminal episode, "This Toaster is Better Than Your or something along that line. Technology Connections posted a video about the Sunbeam Radiant Control line of toasters, which are amazing, fantastic. You should watch the video after we're done this. This antique toaster is better than yours. Thank you, Corvus. And it's a fantastic look into the best designed toasters that money can buy, if you can even find them. And so, I'd always, walk by the toaster section, keep an eye out, and then I thought after a while, I'm never going to find one of these things. These Sunbeams have been snapped up by internet nerds and collectors already, and they're all on eBay for $300 and up. I mean, I'm not kidding. Go check out eBay for Sunbeam Radiant Control and cry a bit. That said, a while back, I did find a toaster that I thought I would like, and it was a vintage toaster from, I want to say, the mid-'80s, because it's got a cool. Let me show off the bottom here. Let's go to the gameplay left. Panasonic. Check out that Panasonic logo. Automatic toaster, and it's your standard electromagnetic toaster. It's a modern toaster design, which does not necessarily mean good toaster design. But I do like this one because it's got the Panasonic logo. It looks classic, and it's 1,000 watts, which is something that I only recently found out in thinking about these things. Toasters suck these days. They're usually only at about the 700 watt or so range, and it takes forever for you to get toast, and your toast is cooked using timers rather than heat, and it's all. Well, okay. Toasters used to use a bimetallic strip, the same way your kettles do, to control what temperature things get shut off at. But nowadays they'll use electromagnets to hold down the holdy thing and pop it back up, and it's they're not great. This one's fine. This is definitely a toaster I would have been happy going the rest of my life with. But then I managed to run into this beauty sticking out of the side of the thrift store rack. I thought, oh, it can't be. Let's have a look around here, and it was what I thought it was. It was a Sunbeam Radiant Control automatic toaster. I don't know what the vintage of this is, because they're incredibly hard to figure out. Lightning expert, I'll get to that maybe when we're still working on some other stuff. What the story with the poster is, but what's special about these is that you notice there's no lever on it. This thing is just going to suck the toast in. Now, I I didn't try it out because I've watched the videos, and I wanted to share this all with you because this will be fun to see whether or not this works or not. You know what? Let's actually save on that. Well, you know what? Let's give it a try. Because this could work, it might not, and we'll know in just a very quick second. But let me show you how this thing supposedly works. Let's go to the gameplay section here. Let's pull it back. There we go. Let's set it to, yeah, fairly light. Seems good. Hey, hello. You can see me there. So what if this toaster is supposed to happen, if it works, is it'll take, let's just use the crust here. It'll take the, which side is the one slice on that side, the little lever here which pushes down, and that should, once engaged, sink the toaster in. But it appears to not be doing that right now. That's probably because the, oh, wait a second. Did that do it? Okay, well, there's a good chance that this probably works, and we're gonna have to do some work on it to find out. But before we do, let's throw it open. So according to what Technology Connections has said on their work, and oh my god, I absolutely cannot leave this plugged in because there's some issues with this toaster. And we'll get to that in a second as well. But all we're going to need to do here is pop this open. And there should be a screw there. Yeah, I see it. If I remember correctly, this needs to be turned in the, maybe just one turn in the counterclockwise direction. Let's do that. Okay. Button it back up. Now, what we're looking for is a bit of, is good, there we go, good snap back on the top here. Let's plug this back in, and be very careful not to touch anything, because you'll note that this plug is not polarized, so it can go in either direction, which is not good. The toast. You'll note that the toast just went in. And it's gonna start heating up. Okay, good, good. You can see it there. I think, from my looking around, I think that this toaster is from the 1970s, just based on the design that it has the thing in the front here, and the sorry, it just clicked with me that was all it took to make this working toaster work. So yeah. Going quick. Well, it's toasting bread. Okay, that's good. It doesn't look too dirty, but I do want to get this open and get some cleaning on this one. Now you'll notice also something interesting about this toaster. On the inside, I want to say, there we go. On the inside row, you see we've got these nichrome wires that you normally see in toasters. But on the outside row, you've got these springs. Ooh, it's a very hot toaster. This is, I'd flip it over, but I think it said 1250 watts. So it's gonna go good. But the way this works is that on this side of the toaster, there is a bimetallic strip. You know, one of those metallic strips that changes shape when a certain temperature is reached. And what happens is that is protected on each side by metal strips. So that protects it from the heating elements. So it's only registering heat radiantly from the toast as it cooks. And when the toast gets to that certain temperature, which will activate the strip, and it's still putting it through. Then it's going to shut off the power and raise the toast. And how does it do that? Well, a series of levers and that are controlled by the nichrome strips on the inside. When the toaster, when it gets warm, those expand, and that expands tension on a cage, which lowers the toast lever. When the toaster turns off like it did now, that chrome wires imperceptibly shrink and then activate force on the levers, which push the toast automatically up as it's doing right now. Oh my gosh. And look at that. Would you look at that? A perfect toasty. So that's amazing. And oh wow, that's maddeningly good toast. Good chewy on the inside, but toasty on the outside, and it's so delicious. Count Zuber. Now, the reason for that is that, again, we talked about the thermostat in here, the little bimetallic strip. What's going on here with this toaster is that it's toasting based on temperature, not based on time or based on look, which is the same sort of technology you use when you're doing sous vide, which has been the predominant force in molecular gastronomy in the past couple decades. So it's using science-based cooking. Heat is what matters. Top temperature, not time. And that makes all the difference. Okay. So it works. That's effing amazing. Not too difficult there. In that case, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to, I think, still open this sucker up and go in and clean some of the parts of it as well, because I'd like to get that done. But also, we need to adjust the temperature or the thermostat on this, so that when I've got it set on light, that was pretty dark. It could be, there's an off position. I'd like it to be able to be middle of the road when I'm toasting, to look like that, and have it go so dark, not that it burns, but it just gets to the edge of burning. So we'll need to adjust that. But the main thing that we're going to have to do, and by the way, we're going to need to wait until this cools down just a bit, because it is hot AF. And boy, am I glad it wasn't on when I did that. Let's get back to that neutral, that unpolarized, the unpolarized plug, and what that means. What this means, when you've got alternating current, as you do in North America, one of the wires is hot and one of the wires is neutral. So that means that the neutral wire is just that, a neutral wire. The hot wire is the wire you don't want to touch. Now, when you've got a polarized plug, you always know which side is the hot wire. That's the thick wire. It's generally the black wire. Black, dead, right? You don't want to touch that. But if you've got the hot wire going into this toaster and going into where it expects it to be neutral, well, if any of the insulation on this toaster has gone off and there's a short at all, that could theoretically make this toaster live and hot. And not just hot, but hot electrically. And therefore put you into a situation where you might, I don't know, die. Certain models of this later on introduced a bipole switch, which definitely added to the safety of these things. You know, you could plug it in either way and it wouldn't necessarily matter as much. But you still don't want that. And if we add a ground to this toaster, that means that, you know, if something does get shorted out in here and we turn the power on, then that's just going to go ahead and trip the breaker, trip the ground fault interrupt switch, whatever protection you've got in your house. And a little bit of extra protection is always worthwhile. Thankfully, I don't live in a house with children or irresponsible people who are going to jam a thing in there, but always better safe than sorry. So we're going to add a. I picked up this at the thrift store as well. I like Apple's cords. They make nice cords. So premium cord for a premium toaster. Why not? And then of course we'll spray the outside with some of that good powdered Brewers wash, and maybe we can get some of this caked on unpleasantness at least off the outside. And definitely just try to clean up some of the years and years of crumb detritus that we've that have built up on here. So I think we've managed to clean it up enough such that I can get into it. Next time I do one of these videos, I think I'm gonna actually move the this camera, hello you, to behind me, and that'll make things a little bit easier to do. So let's get cracking, shall we? Ugh, never want to turn these things upside down because that's how apparently you can end up jamming some of this equipment. Ugh, look at that. Terrible people with their everything. Crumb Tray is just gummed to hell. Now we'll fix that. We'll fix that wagon in just a second. Let's see here. How do I release this? All the things. I guess we start with a, well, I mean, hey, we could use hex on this, but let's use the flathead screwdriver, as one does. Ooh, these are some pretty loose screws, let me tell you what. Oh, wow. That one wasn't even tightened in all the way. Oh, I don't. It comes away with the bottom plate? Fantastic. All right. Let's... self-tapping plastic screws. Marvel of invention. It's like tea, never clean a teapot, and the patent it just becomes part of the flavor over time. Oh, yes, I was going to explain the poster. The poster is, there's not much, well, it is a poster for one of my favorite films, Battle Royale, which was a Japanese film, and I think these are Imperial Hex. So let's grab the thing. The poster is mine. This is Gordon. Yes, it is a, it was back, there was a short-lived period where it was possible for at least me to get Mondo posters, and I collected a couple of them. I've got one from Alien, which I'm quite proud of, from Kevin Tong, but I haven't managed to get it mounted yet. And this one from Battle Royale, which I like. Okay, let's just toss this right in the bucket. I've got a bucket to put all the cleaning stuff in, and we can spray it down in a second. All right. Aha! So the plate comes off, and then this, the plastic just lifts away. Just lifts. Ugh. Aha! Now revealing the difficulty zone, where we will have our difficulties. Oh, Crumbness, Mr. Crumbness. I'm gonna just have to take that to the sink to give that an initial go over. But ooh. But I'm also gonna take off the these panels too for a similar fate. Is that too small? That is too small. I think we've got the right one on here already. Now I don't want to undo all of these bolts because I don't want to destroy the mechanism itself, but I do want to get these off for purposes of cleaning. Yeah, thankfully this is not paper insulation. This is good modern insulation. And, oh, we're lucky that we have the, it looks like we've got the 2-wire edition, which means that we actually have a bipole switch, which means added safety. But we'll have a look at that once we get it all opened up. Oh, wow, that's a tense fit. That's a spring in there. That's going to be fun to get back on. I didn't expect it to be this dirty. What are we going to do about these connections here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, what did they do here? This bodge job is pretty impressive. So I guess we'll do a similar thing where we solder ourselves to pre-existing cord, but boy, that seems not great. I don't like it, but that will work. It's soldered post crimp. Yeah, this plug is absolutely not original, it looks like. And actually, I think it's the what gives it most away is the snap in the plug here. That we could let's have a look inside. You know, if we're busting things out, let's have a look. Oh wow, this is a very rubber plug. Very rubber. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, the trouble, I think the reason they went with what they did is because it's difficult to solder onto aluminum wire. Oh yeah, look at that. Ugh. That's not even any holes in it. That's an old one right there. Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll trim back the yeah, we'll trim back this solder job a bit and just solder directly into there. And hopefully we can make use of more of that space there. We'll have to see how it goes in comparison to the other once we've got the cord had a look at there. Now everything I'm doing here is completely unnecessary if you just want a regular old working toaster. 90%, according to what I've read, 90% of the time, just simply adjusting this screw is all that's needed to fix this toaster. Distracted MOSFET, my understanding is that this is a T40, I believe. It's one of the later models, but it's not the, it wasn't the latest model. The ones from the 90s that look like just a regular ass toaster. Okay. Here we go. Wow. What an ugly interior, but it's, oh, so good. I need to get a toothbrush here or a brush of some sort to get some of these crumbs out. But yeah, let's see if I can explain and all what's going on here. Oh no, let's just get the rest of these screws off so we can get directly at the mechanics of it all. Hey now, hey now. Are these metric? No, they're not. I'm just not getting the it's not getting the hex in there. Be careful which toothbrush you use or Corey will be extremely upset. Okay. Yeah, someone had a lot of breakfast with this, and I'm really glad that, you know, because it showed up in a non-working state like that, that it ended up in the Value Village and not just in a someone's, or not just in the landfill. This is literally what canned air was designed for. Well, Bob, yes, except that I'm currently in my kitchen and the crumbs do have to go somewhere. And I don't want them to go elsewhere than my kitchen, so what do? What do indeed in that situation? Oh, I just want to show you some of the ugliness of this side underneath the. I mean, at least it's dry. That's one of the best things is that toast is a dry substance. I mean, that's kind of the point of the whole process. So at least there's less of a chance, not a zero chance, but less of a chance of less of a chance. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Less of a chance of mold growth. That's what I was worried about. I mean, I'm always worried about something. Ooh, that's good and blackened in there. That I'm guessing was the. I'm gonna guess that was the one slice side because that probably gets used a bit more than the rest. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab a brush in a second here, and well, before we do, let's look it over some of the stuff in here. What I am gonna do though is snip this cord so we can get it out of the way nice and quick. Where are my wire cutters? Chalk, get stuffed. I'm a little sad that it seems like the front label here has been a bit damaged on that side, but I'll live. I'll live. All right. Wow. Whoever did this did not enjoy too much in the way of seeds. Like there's a few sesame seeds there, but this person just liked their bread. Okay, let's have a look at what this is. So this is the device as it stands, or as it sits, or as it toasts, I guess. And oh, here we go. Great. This is our. Is this our switching side, or is this our switching side? No, that's the lever side. Great. So, what happened is that when you start the toasting application, this leveler here accepts the toast, and that comes in and pushes some switches that engage where? Where are you, little friends? I think it's just this bit here, actually, here. Engages the downward momentum. So that gets things hot. Is it more visible from the other side or not? Okay, so that bread goes in, power comes on. At that point, let's see from the bottom here. Oh, better. Nichrome wires, yep, expand, causing this part here and its corresponding part at the top to slacken. What that does is that because the bottom bar slackens, that movement translates to this lever, which translates to a downward movement, which sends all the toast down. I'm not going to push that there. Yeah, Technology Connections did a really good job breaking this down as well, and actually had it running as well. I don't have things quite set up for that right now, but yeah, it's a very simple design. Well, it's not not a simple design. It's a very intuitive design, but it's not a lot to the construction. I like that. Like, you could make this look modern, if not. I'll be right back. I'm just going to throw to a quick commercial screen. Don't go away. I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to try and find a brush here. One sec. Hey, we're back. That wasn't a break at all, as I said, but I did manage to find a brush. So, you know what? Let's get to the brushing, I guess, or let's get to cleaning this here. So on the interior, I'm not going to bother soaking this with anything because it's I'm afraid of damaging anything too much, but we can at least brush off some loose crumbs, get this in a state that's, boy, I'm gonna have to just really vacuum this whole table area, aren't I? Once we're done with this stream. Maybe if I did this on screen, it would be better. There we go. Just want to loosen the crumbs. Or at least that's what I want to do. Loosen them, get them off. If I was in a shop situation, I would absolutely be using some compressed air right now. Okay, that seems good on that side. Let's see how you're looking here. Ooh. What's there? Can't quite get my brush into some of these areas, unfortunately. All the areas I like. You know what? We might just have to get a small piece of paper towel for that. Ow. Actually, now seems like a really good time for me to start spraying down some of these other parts, I think, with the powdered Brewers wash while we do the brushing here. Corey, could you do me a favor? Just kind of gently bang this off in the sink. Just, to remove most of the detritus. Or detritus, if you are so inclined. Sounds good. let's just move this over here for now. Sub out. And let's see if we can't just soak everything down with a nice cleansing layer of our good friend powdered brewer's wash. Oh, that's got a distinct smell to it that's not great, but you can already see it starting to work. It's magic. Ow. Cameron has just now discovered that I am working on the toaster from the internet. So that's good. My initial thought was to just soak everything in ammonia. But I figured that's probably not the best solution for, especially for plastics of unknown construction and chrome coverings of unknown origin. But at least this will start breaking some stuff down. Might even send stuff through the dishwasher too while we're at it. Although that's probably unlikely. Be right back. Get my hands out of there too. Okay. So we're just going to leave these to sit. We'll give them a couple more sprays every now and then, like right now. It's clean! And then we'll get into scrubbing that down a bit more in just a bit. For now, let's get into this. Sorry, the Meerkat. I'm using powdered brewer's wash, which is a I can't remember what it's made of, but it's really good at breaking down caked on stuff, and it's used in brewing. It is generally safe for food. Not that you should eat it, not that it is food safe, but it is safe for working around and in the foodal areas. I have seen, family, the video of the people cleaning the yen coins and whatnot. Okay. Not much I can do there. This side, brush that down a bit. Get those crumbs off. Corner here. Ugh. Wish that I could actually do something about these guides. Like, it's just one piece, right? I could just take that apart. Nothing bad would happen. Everything bad would happen. I am not going to attempt to, I'm not going to attempt to unwire this, or completely disassemble this toaster. It's unfortunate that we won't be able to get all of it cleaned, but giving it a good start is going to be a happy point for me, at least. Dresden, send it via the mail time way, but give it the ATTN Ian on the label. Give it the attention Ian, not mail time. I think is the key there. Could we immerse in vinegar? Oh God, no, 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 Cuttlefish Man. Acid, bad idea. Definitely don't want to put acid on the metal. Even though I'm pretty sure this is just aluminum construction, so it's probably safe for that. But you know, there's all sorts of little. When you're dealing with something like this that has a lot of moving parts, specifically, you know, bearings and whatnot, I am a little loath to give it too much of the harshness. Yeah, exactly. The nichrome wires might really dislike that. Dislike the acid. Okay, so I can get into some of these nooks and crannies and really. Oh wow! Ugh. Really get some of that baked on crumb out of there. Let's start with the arm that's used as a selector tool. Baked on unpleasantness. Very careful not to damage the wires, but also sodium bicarbonate being OxyClean. Look at it here. Ah, Bob the Ninja Goldfish, you got the information on the Powder's Brewers Wash. It's good stuff. I demand you make Shokupans of toast in this. Oh, Ben, I would. That's, you know what? Let's make that a goal. Okay. I'm just now getting at things that I can, getting at the bits I can see rather than anything else, because there's only so much we can do. Quick scrape. If I felt comfortable taking this apart, this would be a very different story. If I ever get a second one, I will definitely take it apart. What's this toaster's name? A la Bread Astaire? Oh, let's see here. It's a good toast pun. Bread Astaire. And it needs to be. So Jacob's ruling is that it needs to be someone named after someone alive, but also a pun that's based on its functionality. Am I correct in that assumption? Because I'm sorry if I did not watch that portion of Desert Bus. I was asleep. Yeah, Zerg, they are a bit toast Malone. They are thin-ish, but I mean, my thoughts with regards to that are that if you are toasting anything that I would consider to be a novelty or a specialty case toast, you're best off using a different method anyway. But for your breakfast toast, this is absolutely the Skookum tech. Okay. It's getting a little cleaner in there now. Feel a little bit happier with how this looks in here. It's not exactly clean, but it's not exactly great either. Male Jackie, it will handle a Pop-Tart exactly the same way as it handles bread, which is to say, it'll probably handle it better than a toaster of today, because again, it'll be cooking to temperature, not to time. So your toaster will actually get crispy on the outside. All right, let's. Can we dislodge anything else? Ooh, there's a big old hunk right in this upper corner here. I'm going to see if we can get it into the crumb zone. Good God, this was a brand new toothbrush just mere minutes ago. Let's see there. And take you on the journey with me. Head's going to get in the way. Just going to get that. Let me see here. What's a good toaster name? So Bread Astaire makes bread. Toast Heat. Heat Vision and Jack. Heat Miser. Automatic Beyond Belief is the tagline for this toaster. Okay, I'm going to give this a quick tap on the side here. Ooh, Hexy Toastef Toastar is so good, actually. Soda Addict. If I can explain it to you maybe a little bit better, the appeal is that, A, the toast is automatic. There's no pushing a button. There's no random jump of toast coming out afterwards. The toast is toasted towards the temperature of your toast before, rather than just being turned on for a certain amount of time and then turning off after that and hoping that you can calibrate it to a pleasant level of toastiness. And it's also more powerful than most toasters out there. This is a 1250 watt toaster rather than 750, which is what most toasters are. Basically, it's a case of it looks cooler, it works faster, and it works better, and it works in a way that no other toaster out there has. $13.75. I'm sorry, that's even better, Anarin. Oh yeah, this was a one of those toothbrushes. Teeth brush. It's a toothbrush from the local dentist that we see. I use an Oral-B, the cheapest model of electric toothbrush. I really like it. Oh yes, Lords Around. That's the other thing, is it can do frozen bread without an adjustment, because again, the same reason, it's going to actually go ahead and keep applying heat until it gets to a temperature, rather than, you have to tell it, hey, this is frozen bread. You really should consider making it. You really should consider making it hotter throughout the thought. Yeah, like this is a technology that's available. Like, this is not something that's not allowed to be made. It's all mechanical. There's no motors in here to go bad. It's just this nichrome strip in the middle that's attached to sort of a semi-flexible gate that moves the levers up and down. Like, this is all this toaster is. And you absolutely could build more of these more easily. I'm gonna put a quick scrape on the side of one of these holders. Okay, yep, we're just gonna scrape off the top of the toast holders too now. Get some of that gunk off there. Because these are gonked up. Something fierce. Oh boy. Why did I start doing this? No! This is just going to make me into an actual a guy who's going to clean the rest of this. We're halfway there, but I don't want to do this. But I want a nice toaster. Okay, well, if we rough it up, and then maybe if we Q-tip it with a, if we Q-tip it with some powdered brewer's wash, we'll get it all nice and saturated up. Maybe we can brush it off. What say? Are we willing to try this? I'm almost willing to try this. Oh no, the other side won't even scrape off. Oh boy, oh boy. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Let's see it. Grab some Q-tips from the bathroom. All right, let's saturate one of them here. Okay. You know what? I can already tell you this is a bad idea. Super bad idea. Oh yeah, this is not worth my... That portion is not worth my time, but definitely getting in there and using the toothbrush to clear off any bits that have become unstuck. Definitely worth my time. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to do some checks here too, folks, before we move too far along. Because I may have inadvertently caused an issue. Okay. Some, or at least one, of my toast guides I have knocked out of alignment on the bottom here. So we're going to have to reapply that. Thankfully, it's a simple matter of just over, keeping hold of that wire, moving this wire out of the way. Getting it on camera. See here? There's supposed to be a wire right here. And then I'm just going to pick it up and clip it back on. There we go. Good little toaster. Brave little toaster. TM. Scrape down the other side. You know what? I don't know why I'm bothering scraping this down. I'm going to guess that in the future, paleontologists will probably be sampling our toasters to discover what it is that we ate on them. Okay, I'm going to take a short break now because I think I've got as much out of this as I'm willing to, I'm willing to say that I'm going to be able to get out of it. So we're going to take a short break to do what we do, cycle our fluids, spray down our toaster bits again, and then we're going to be back with a bit more cleaning, and then some wiring, and we're going to be done. Hopefully we'll be eating toast. But stick around, friends. More Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry in just a few. Do not go away. Where's my button? Where's my button? Back to Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. We're working on a toaster. We're putting it back together. We're not putting it back together yet. We're in the process of just cleaning off some gunk and spoo and whatnot from spoo, especially fresh this week. Boy, so glad the Babylon 5 is back on back in HD. So yeah, we're in our tub full of powdered brewer wash and our chrome pieces. Let's have a look, friends, at where we're going at here. Let's pull out. There we go. And we'll push this forward a bit so maybe you can see inside. That's a good way to do this. You know what? Let's just do that. We got some brushes here. Let's keep another spray. I think I should get a bowl to put things in too, just in case. Cleanliness. Clean pieces in here for rinsing. Yeah. So, I'm gonna first grab some abrasive stuff, and let's just have a look, see what happens to the insides. Nothing. Not a lot. But that's okay. I was kind of expecting that. As long as these outer pieces here, just get the... I just want to get rid of the oil, which is my my least favorite part of this here. Got my towel here so I can clean off my hands. I want to say, hey, how y'all doing there? Let's continue on with the washinating. Okay, so let's bring this down here. Eagle-eyed viewers may remember this brush from Road Quest. And it's, yeah, that's pretty okay, I'd say. There's some carbon at the bottom there. Let's see if we can get that off with the adhesive on this safe for glass adhesive side. That won't mar the chrome, which is what I'm concerned about, because, you know, it's hard to get a nice chrome toaster these days, isn't it? Anyway. So those are all on the inside of the lip. Okay, there we go. So as long as they're inside lip, they won't be visible, and everything inside the toaster is going to get hot and burned to death anyway. So let's look at that. Oh, you know what? I'm actually talking next to the microphone here right now. Hold on a second. Hey there, that's not... Wow, that's not really much better, is it? Oh, wait, I can't see it! There it is! Yes, that's good. Okay. Let's bring that around. Yeah, the build-up on the inside adds some structural integrity. I mean, it does feel pretty solid. And unfortunately, this may end up making the toaster smell a bit. Look at that. That's no bueno. No good. We don't want that. We don't want any of this on here. Wow, that's just really caked on. Let that sit for a few minutes. Oh, I can feel the stuff on the inside, though, coming off in my hands. Let's give that a spray, and then let's give that a bit of a rough up. Get the loose stuff off. That's the main key. Like, this is not supposed to be clean. This is what the inside of a toaster is supposed to look like. I'm not trying to get this thing back to... This time, I'm not trying to get this thing back to factory. Who knows? Maybe if I'm feeling saucy in the future, we'll go ahead and make something impressive that way. Now, would you look at that? Nope, that's not rust. Wait a minute. Some of this might actually be rust. In which case, I'm a sad man, but... I'm doubtful. Yeah, I think this bit here might actually just be a bit of the flaked... a bit of the chrome that's flaked off, but the rest of these seem to be pretty... Yeah, that also feels like just feeling it from my fingertip. Some of these definitely not just built up carbon. Although I could be wrong. Hard to say. Does chrome rust? Well, innovative methods. Chrome does break down. Everything breaks down. Everything oxidizes except for things that can't be oxidized, which generally means that they don't have any room for extra or fewer electrons. Don't listen to Ian while he's currently busy. Oxidation is the process of... Yep. Hits probably, yeah. Chrome breaks down eventually and takes up way too much... PM Avers. Yeah, and aniline has got it exactly there. The chrome doesn't rust, but if the chrome develops any sort of an imperfection that can allow air through, then that provides an opening for rust to occur. And then the chrome can start flaking off, which is even less fun. You get bubbling chrome, and that's... ugh. Not fun. Okay, this one's starting to come out. I'll look back at this other one here, if it's got anything else in it that we need to... I don't remember anything else about that other than the interior, which is just also not going to come clean, so that's fine. This is a singular bit on there. We're not going to be able to re-chrome this, but I might be able to, touch it up with some paint, and then no one might know. I mean, if we touch it up with paint and then really buff the hell out of it, then we're good. Fingernails are taking some of these other bits off kind of nicely. Yeah, I was saying earlier, eagle-eyed viewers may remember this brush from Road Quest. I bought it because I wanted to keep my fingernails clean. Turns out it was bad at everything it's done, but it is a very soft brush. So I keep it around for cleaning things that are potentially damageable. Yeah, these, I think, because of the way they rub, or they're in rub zones, not all of it is rust. It just might be extremely caked on. And the more I feel the back, the more I can feel bits, starting to flake off. So let's just come back to this in a couple minutes here. Let's have a look at one of the other parts here. Ugh, this bit. Yeah. The oil. The oiliness of it all. I'm just going to walk this over to the sink and I'll be right back because that's just disgusting. I don't want it in here anymore. Okay, that's a good initial hit. Now let's hit it with some more of the regular hand soap. Might be better at taking the oil away. Not at all. Not Cain or Abel. This powdered brewer's wash, this is exactly the sort of thing it's meant to do, is just attack grease especially grease and caked on BS in a wonderful way. Yeah, 1976 or so, which is older than me, and by God, I hope it outlasts me. I don't have a will, but if we're still broadcasting when that time comes, you know what? Maybe we'll make a contest. Win Dead Ian's toaster. It's assuming you're still alive in the far, far flung future. TTS episode on writing will. I mean, God, let's try on that. Seems like a bad idea. I am not a lawyer. Okay, this seems pretty... I'm going to call that part done. And the screw that goes with it. Which leaves just... Ooh. Leaves my back. My neck. My back. My roaster. My sous vide and my toaster. These things could be yours. Okay, that's looking good. The interior's looking pretty rough, but I think we're managing to get all of the oily bits I don't want on there out, which is the important thing. All right, let's give this a quick scrub on the interior here. Ooh. I think this is definitely, we're definitely looking at possibility of rust on the interior. Though, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But just enough to get it all loosened up. We're not... My main concern for the interior was less the interior and more the edges of the interior, these top edges here. Just want to make that look good. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I have some areas that I'm... Nice wire wheel on the Dremel, Scotch-Brite pad. Aaron, you're looking at, those are adhesive, or not adhesive, those are very abrasive, way too abrasive for what we're doing right now. I'm not trying to, not dull metal, what's the name for that? Brushed metal my toaster just yet. You know, when we get a few more irreversible scratches into it, then we can look into brushed metaling it. Or even better, let's take this down to the auto shop and get it painted at the same time they do my mini-up. All right. Okay. I think these pieces are good to be cleaned and dried. So I'm going to just run them over to the sink again. And then rinse them off and get them drying, and then let's get to work on the plug, okay? Uh, inside, or if you're headed down to the shop anyway, why not sandblast it? Again, it's chrome. Don't want to ruin the chrome. Okay, we'll be right back here in a second. I'm not going away. I'm just going off screen for a moment. Don't be concerned. Just have to rinse off the parts of my toaster. You know, perfectly normal thing to say. At any time. Try to make sure that I don't leave any detritus on the insides, or I loosen something. Okay. Is an extremely ugly looking tub. Whew, you did not want to see that tub's liquid. That was oof. Okay, hey. Let's go grab the toaster. Now that my hands are wet, now it seems like a really good time for us. Whoop. Hot. Welcome back. Now it seems like a really good time for us, now that my hands are wet, to swap out the cord. So let's flop it. Let's flop it over. Floopity floop. Okay, put away the powdered brewer's wash. Wipe up any errant liquid that may have made its way around. Take a much needed drink. Okay, and let's use the side cutters or the wire cutters to snip the rubber band. Trust me, they're not worth saving. If there's one thing that is the worst thing, if there's one thing that's the worst thing, it's Value Village rubber bands. Let me tell you. Okay. What do we... Light, please. At me. That's better. Okay, let's chop this end off and see what we're working with. You know, just in case we want to use this for anything. Okay, looking at 3 good wires in there. Can probably all right, 3 good wires in there, green, white, and green, white, and black. Where are my tooly tools? Ugh, crumbs still everywhere. This is the worst. Okay. Let's yeah, let's give ourselves a lot to work with here. Okay. Open that up. Whew. And definitely cut some of those wires there too. So let's bring it down a bit. Get close to, but not actually cut all the way through. Try your best. Almost. Give it a twist. There we go. That'll loosen it up. I am not audible at all. How about now? We still there? Good, good. Okay. Let's see here. Plenty of space to work now. These are pretty thin wires, but they should do the trick. And if it's not good, well, then we'll do better. Okay. Then we'll get another one. These though. So actually I want to make sure that I didn't slice the green ground wire needs to go a fair distance. Does it have ratings written on it? No, it does not. Oh, wait a minute, maybe it does. $125 volts at 2.5 amps. Developed by Apple in California. So wait, it's watts times amps. Or volts times amps gets watts, right? That tells me that's not going to be enough, is it? Probably. Yeah, it's going to be the meltiest of boys. Well, we can use this for something else there in the future, probably. Do I have something I'm comfortable taking my... Oh, there's a power cable right there. Yoink. Hey, my friend, what are you good to? You are good too. Much better. 500 volts. No amperage noted on this, though. IEC 53RVV 300/500V 3 times X.75 GSB. I don't know, what do you got? What do you got there? Maybe on the plug like before? No, Apple puts their stuff on the plugs is a different thing. Yeah, 2.5 amps by 125 volts equals 312 watts. That's not going to cover it. Whereas 500 volts, 14 gauge is what's good for 15 amps. Let's see here. What's the matter? We're trying to find out if this cord is going to be sufficient for the toaster. And let's see what it had before. Shitty stranded wire that was not at all rated for anything. I mean, I'm tempted to just wire it up with the Apple cord and see how it goes. Because looking at the cable itself here, we're looking at about the same amount of copper, I'd say. But as mentioned, 1,300 watts divided by 13 amps is a reasonable minimum. Well, that's... yeah. What does this go to here? Yeah, it's 2.5 amps is what it's rated for. I mean, there's a difference also as well between what the rating is for and what it will accept and what it will work. So, yeah, just run the cord through a tub of liquid cooling. That C13 cord is good, at least good for 10 amps. What's the C13? If you wire up the Apple cord, keep up like 15 fire extinguishers handy. No, this is not advice, just a joke. Okay, Electro Boom is definitely don't. C13 is the name of the connector on the other end. Okay, good, good. Okay, well, let me see. Can't we just hook it up with one of those plugs? I mean, I'd love to. I need to figure out what one of those plugs is. Oops, Twitter isn't going to help me there. What are we looking at here? Oh, yeah, no, that's absolutely not happening there. C13 plug. Okay. So C13 is good for that many amps. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go with the initial plan, and we have plenty of toasters. About 11 to 12.5 should be good for our amps. Yeah. I say we go for it, and if it melts, then we get a new one, right? Right. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a case of do not try this at home as well here. But, because I mean, we're going to be doing some nasty stuff to this thing anyway, which no one should like. So yeah, I'm guessing that this little piece of Bakelite or plastic here is definitely considered to be enough of an insulator that it will be okay. Good God, what was the idea behind this? There is absolutely no strain relief on this. Let's have a look at this here. Look at this. Like we've got the right here is where the initial cable was connected, and then it was cut there. So again, probably not going to be able to solder directly to the aluminum. So wow, these solder joints look like ass too. Yeah, the worst thing is that the power cord melts. If Ian is paying attention to it, he can pull the plug at all times to prevent a fire. That's the other thing too. This toaster is not being used for anything other than this toaster isn't being used for anything other than supervised use because we're gonna have it. I don't have enough space on my countertop to have a toaster that sits there all the time. So we're watching it and keeping an eye on it at all times anyway. Oh, goody. This might be the last time we use this soldering iron on stream. The TS80. But let's start by desoldering these terrible jumpers. Who wants to bet that they didn't bother using lead-free solder? Heat. Become like 320, my dude. Not keen or able. Generally, you'd be correct, except that I don't think that this is. This is. I'm pretty sure that it had a plug before, and that this is not the plug. This is the. This is original. This is probably original, and then everything from here back has been fixed by someone much like myself. All right. Do you want the Christmas light cords from the attic? Still dangled. Let's see if this is enough. If this is even solder. I don't know what else it could be, but... God, this is ugly. Mecha Kuga, how many crumbs were in this thing? A lot. Like, a lot. I don't want to have to trim it back just to solder more, but we might end up having to do that. Good God, they just poured the solder on. Go to 350. See if we can make any sort of headway at all. There we go. Sorry about... That's... Oh, yes. So much solder, Cuttlefish Man. Oh, are we starting to get some movement? We are starting to get some movement. God, what did this guy use to solder this? A blowtorch? Yeah, food during the cleaning portion of the of this stream would not be a good idea. It was the 70s. Good point. I mean, given that these laptop connectors are meant to be a little bit overbuilt anyway for some pretty heavy work, it's probably going to be fine. But I wouldn't, again, don't do what Daddy Ian does. Okay, so assuming that it goes here, we have more than enough cable to get us through to Ground Town, which is the important thing, or it was one of the important things. As for the rest of these friends, they'll strain relief through here, and then meet up here. But they want to go... Oh! Hello! I have one more thing I need to do here. That's get the plastic bit. Because if we don't thread the wire through the plastic bit, which is now nicely clean and crumb-free, I might add. Ugh, though there's still a corner of schmutz along the edge of this handle. Let me just get my fingernail in there. Scrape it out with this paper towel. Yeah, you can see just a bit of schmutz in the core. Yeah, you can see just in the edge there. There we go. Clean as das whistle. And yeah, it's a shame about the front badge here. It's got that little bent corner and a little bit of abrasion on the front. Maybe one of these days I'll sit down and make a fresh water side decal that I can put onto a piece of aluminum and make a new front. In 70s, they used indestructible Bakelite. I don't believe that they used that for the later models. I think this is actually a plastic, unfortunately. Do love Bakelite, though. And not just because it was featured in Neon Genesis Evangelion as a method of trapping the rampant Evangelion units. Usually there's a mark that you can see for stampage if it's been plastic molded, but nothing I can see there. Maybe it's just because it's the 70s and it was not a popular thing to do yet. This is going to be the worst part of getting that on like that. Okay. Let's snake. Snake, it's a snake. All right. Why are Salt and Vinegar the best ships? Bob the Ninja Goldfish, you got me wondering if there was another couple of characters in Dragon Ball Super named Salt and Vinegar that need to be shipped. Whew. All right. So, we want hot. Hot should go to switch. So hot is on, oh. Haha. It's blackened on this side as well. So we want black to go to that side, which means white. No, we want black on the doubles. Yes, black on the double side. That side there. Because it's going to the big, thick boy wires. And then that goes off to the land of... Now, hold on a second. The switch. Yes, this is the side. Yep. Black goes to the side with the... That's going to the coils. So that's that side. Good. Okay. What's the sheathing the cables go through in the bottom? This piece here. This is just a strain relief. It's actually quite ingeniously designed, but I need to make sure we have only as much cable as we need. Oh no, the sheathing to the side. Not the strain relief. This stuff, I don't actually know. It's not asbestos, I'm pretty sure, but it is fabric, not paper. So it's in a better situation than some other options were. Glass. Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, glass sheath. Thank you, Adamant Cheese. That makes a lot of sense for that to be the case. Okay, so let's make a mark where we want to cut these wires. Let's start with black. This black's gonna be... So we want... black to go there. So we're going to cut it about here. Need to move this into a better position. There we go. There we go. So if we want there, let's just cut it and then we can strip it ourselves with, where's my wire cutters? The snippy boys. Snip, snip, boys. Snip friends. Hello. Where did you go? I swear to God, I just had them. Oh well, we can use the needle nose. They've got a wire cutter in them as well. And that goes. Yep. There we go. I didn't know that silicone wires inside I didn't know that silicone wires were even a thing. Now. Is there I've only seen silicone wires in my own personal projects. Okay, and white's gonna go around in this direction. And it's gonna need this much wire. So we'll give that a cut right there as well. And then we'll just have to strip off the appropriate amount. With, hey, I do have some wire strippers. Thank God. I think they're okay. And we're going to look at about that much. Click that out one. That's the size. Terrace, yes, that's actually part of the reason we're doing what we're doing, is so that it becomes less of a shock hazard. Again, nothing about, we're not saying anything about fire hazard, but we're definitely going to be removing the potential for, well, not the potential, but we're going to be removing possibilities of shock hazard. All right, that's one down. Let's do that. Let's take about twice the amount for the ground, because we're going to have to wrap that around some stuff. Boo! Pita! No, there was not. Not initially, but there will be when we're done with it. So I guess we'll just do this the same way that they did, which is to say haphazardly and without any sort of regard for anything. I will at least, not tin, but flux my wires. A bit of extra ease. Fire is conductive. All right, let's make soldering iron hot again. God, it's so good to be able to use that turn of phrase. Heat. No. Heat. No. Ah. God, the OLED display in this is just so garbage. Bob Ninja Goldfish, yes, a new soldering iron is coming. I have ordered a, what do you call it? A whatchamacallit? A Pine Sill from the Pine 64 Corporation, or from Pine Computing, I guess is the actual name of the company. It's the same idea, but it's based more on the TS100 design. And it uses a RISC-V chip for its smarts. So, good fun there. All right, just need to wait for this to heat up and touch wire to wire. Not getting a beast of a Hako. Adamant Cheese, one day I'll be able to afford a Hako, and then yes, I will absolutely do that. I mean, I'm already at the point where I've been... Anytime I hear someone talk about the Weller Man, I think it's some guy with a fancy-ass soldering iron. Soon may the Weller Man come to tin our wires and solder our bums. One day when the joining is done, we'll take our electrons and go. Yeah, Angry Optimist, the first batch went out just around Christmas, and I was kind of sad that I missed that. Also kind of sad that I wasn't on the list of promotional considerations, but hey. We got a table, so what can we do? Crimp our leads and go. Damn it, that's good. Aaron, that's a much better. Bit more solid in some of those joints because they're looking fine. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Keep it warm. Okay. They're as good as the other joints ever were. That's something. Let's unplug that soldering iron, hopefully forever. The soldering iron, the TS80 was a fine soldering iron, by the way. No shade to that company, but I did end up getting a bum one and I identified the problem. Too late to take advantage of warranty. So there's that. Now's the perfect time to remember you forgot the heat shrink. No, Anarin, it's going in raw, just like the old days. Which is to say, just like it was originally put in. So. Right there. Come on. And then the other side. Slap some hot glue on that and you're set. Absolutely not. I mean, maybe. Okay, this is apparently the hardest portion for the is to get it all together without yeah, just assembling it without messing it up. So that said, we're just about at the point of assembly. So what I am going to do is I am going to take a short break. We're going to run some ads. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to dry my chrome parts, and then we're going to get the ground hooked up, button it up, and then we'll see if everything melts or not, and then we'll figure it out. Bob the Ninja Goldfish, where does this green wire go? It touches the chassis, just anywhere, and that means grounding, and that means that if any sort of frayage occurs in this toaster between these wires and something touches that, when it gets plugged in, it'll just trip the breaker, and we'll be done. We'll be happy. Anyway, like I said, break now. More Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, and hopefully the successful return. Hey, maybe we'll have a toaster showdown while we're at it. Don't go away. More Tinker Tailor Fry after this. Tinker Tailor Solder Fry. Welcome back to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, where we are deep in the process of refurbishing this Sunbeam Radiant Heat Toaster model. Oh, right here it is on the bottom. T40A or T40-1. Yeah. We've swapped the plug. We've cleaned the top. And now we're about to reassemble this thing and then see how it turns out. Just going to start off with these bits. Let's throw the slightly corroded edge, and I'm pretty sure that is a slight corrosion there. I've gotten there with my fingernail and just couldn't get it to release. So we're going to throw that on the side with the power plug. Interesting fact is that in Australia, where these were also sold, the side panels were painted a tasteful dark mustard yellow that I really happen to like. And so we'll probably need to finger start these, damn it. So what I'm thinking is if I ever need to refurbish this further, or if I'm interested in giving it any sort of further refurbishment. TechStorm 45, yes, this is one of those automatic lift toasters. Like I was saying, if I want to refurbish this further, perhaps I will give it some colored sides for flair. Hey, your grandmother used to have one of those. Well, TechStorm, if you're, may I ask why your grandmother still does not have it? Because these toasters, they don't stop. They are like Hamilton in Act 2, Scene 3, where he is non-stop. I know we don't talk much about Hamilton anymore. But yeah. Like this one was given to the, well, not the Goodwill, the Value Village in our area, and it just took a quick wee bit of well, it took a turn of a screw, a single turn of a screw, and it ended up coming back to life. Want to wrap your earth lead there, Ian? I was thinking of putting it on this one here. Or maybe on the back. Yeah, this one on the front. So let's do that. Don't remember exactly. Maybe in storage somewhere. Ooh, that's a good place for it to be, because they're not making any more of these, and they are extremely costly these days. If you were to try and get one on, like, anyone who's selling one of these who knows what it is charging top dollar for it. And anyone who doesn't is either throwing it in a thrift shop, or more likely than not, usually just throwing them out. And it's a real shame because they work so well. They are just majestic in their in how good they are. Yeah, Henry, yeah, they're extremely costly thanks to some YouTuber guy, some guy who points out the connections between technology. Large leaded plate nuclear pulse lifting. Well, why don't we just go with full acoustic levitation? Let's make a toaster that relies on acoustic levitation of bread to be placed in the center of a tokamak reactor's plasma stream, so that way it's toasted on all edges uniformly in under a femtosecond, at which point the entire thing is shut off, the toast drops directly onto a plate, and you're good to go for breakfast. Yeah, and they are desirable amongst people who know them, which is unfortunate too. I know when I posted to I had this sitting on my table for the past couple days, kind of keeping it under wraps just for myself, just because I wanted to see the reactions of things that are going on. And I think Beej's reaction was still one of my favorites. Was all caps. It was just an all caps question of where did you find that? How hard do you have to slap a piece of bread in order to toast it? Oh, I think that's a question that I think Randall Monroe has probably already answered. Okay, time to get the top on. So let's... Right, that comes last. Dealing with this comes last. It's 50 years old. At least 17 grapes. It's at least 70 years old. Okay, this is the one part that needs to be that I need to pay attention to. We need to make sure that we have the one slice marking. Let's see here. It says one. You can have my breakfast if you want it. I left everything in one slice. That's got to go on the side with the switch. So that's on the side with the thermostat. So one slice goes like that. All right. Ooh. Can I just say how happy I am? What I might be happiest with about this toaster is just how little plastic there is in its construction. This is a toaster that's built to survive apocalypse, plural. Apocalypse, wow! Howdy do, I'm Colonel Kurtz, fat and bald like old Fred Mertz. Watch me do a hula dance to shake the egg rolls from my pants. I should clarify that that I am making a reference to a 90s television program called The Critic. And if you have not seen The Critic, I highly recommend it. But screw that one in there. Let's see, not Keen nor Abel is a fan. Oh. Gotta hold on to this. The original Sunbeam toaster debuted in 1949 for $22 USD. That's about $250 in 2021 dollars. That really turns the whole, did you get a free toaster when you opened a bank account? That puts that more into perspective, I guess. Sorry, and by that whole free toaster with a bank account, that's something that I used to see a lot in DuckTales and Archie comics of my youth, which also I know were like 30 to 80 years out of date. Yeah, back in the day, the Critic seemed like a smart version of The Simpsons. Well, in fact, The Simpsons was actually the smart version of The Simpsons. But it was really good. If you liked films, The Critic was must-watching. Must-see TV. it's the CEO who ruined this. Thank you, the Meerkat. That's good to know that why that occurred. Boy, oh boy, I'm having some troubles getting this last screw in place. So I'm going to do a trick here with this rubber band. Just shove the screw in there. Or shove the bolt in. That should hold it in place. Come on, rubber band. While I do my initial biting. Oh, come on! I'm having trouble getting this screw in, which is why I'm going through all this BS right now. Actually, hold on. I know how to make this really easy on myself. I got a pile of these little neodymium magnets on my fridge that I've been waiting to figure out something to do with, and let's just throw one of them into the end of this thing, and then use this screwdriver to push it down to the bottom so that it holds the screw in place at a weird angle. There we go. Now it's in place, and now it won't come out. Perfect. The draw for this toaster is that it doesn't use magnets. No, Adarin, you're right. Okay. And we need to get a second magnet in there to push it out a bit more. Ooh. There. Down. There we go. And now these hex screws can bite and still God, do you know how sad I'm going to be if this ends up not working for whatever reason? If I've ruined this toaster, I will be the saddest human being. I mean, for a few minutes, let's be honest. It's I'll be very sad, but life's a lot worse for some other people out there right now. Wait a minute. Right, need to take the magnets off the end of the screw and put them back inside. It would mean we can get a second stream out of it. Demon Fire, this is actually, so as eagle-eyed viewers may know, that this was already a last-minute sub out of an episode. We were going to be doing some work on the Thrustmaster wheel today, but that had to be changed. Okay, so let's twirl this ground wire up. And let's thread it in. Let's get that connect. Let's get yourself connected. The writing is on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble, you might fall. Stumble, you might, come on, fall. There we go. Whew. Tight. Yeah, this is a solid state, so unless I break the heating wire, no problem's gonna happen. More than likely. Okay, so we're good there. Let's slip that in. Let's slip that hook underneath in between the wiring. And then let's give it a, wait, let's take it the other direction so that when it gets tightened, it gets tightened. Isn't the ground wire supposed to run out the window and down to a large copper spike in the ground? Husk, I mean, that's where it eventually ends up going, right? Isn't it? There we go. And that is how we ground a toaster. This is no longer a complete death trap. It's only partially a death trap now. So let's sneak that through there. Good. Good. Looks good. We are all... Oh, there's one more screw here. It needs to go in before we are buttoned up. Boo. Come on. It's a toaster that's kept under high tension, too, which I really like. This is a solid. Okay. Gonna have to polish this again. Good thing where did I keep it? Aha! Good thing I kept a polishing cloth handy. Make sure it's and mirror shine. Shiny and chrome. Do we want some heat sheathing on the... I mean, everything in this gets hot, Angry Optimist. But as long as the wire itself is fine, it should be fine. Everything should be fine. If it's, you know, if it's working for the technology connections man and he hasn't posted anything about him dying, I'm pretty sure we're good to go. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. How about you? I think I'm gonna have a much easier time closing up this though than our good technology man, who is welcome on the show at any point, should they decide that they want to join me here on Tinker Tailor Solder Fry for a Let's Try program. I would love that. Oh, okay, get down, get down, get down, get double down, double down. Jungle Boogie. Magnets! Why are you keeping me from completing my project? Get that in there sufficiently. Okay. So, there's a couple things I'm not quite completely happy about. You can see that along this edge, we've got some of that corrosion that occurred, and I think that's because we had this, the front piece, when this was initially assembled, came down along the edge and wore away the chrome, exposing the metal underneath, meaning we've got some things going on there. I might end up going over and swapping the sides. I think I might actually end up just doing a complete paint job on this. It might be fun. Who is asking there? Someone mentioned 45 years old, had a non-polarized plug double insulation, no ground wire. Yeah, no, it was terrible. Does the toaster have a crumb tray? Yes, right here. We cleaned it earlier. It looked terrible. But let's flip that over. And we can put that on there. Good. Let's start with the crumb tray, I guess. At least this machine screw has a flared base, meaning I can insert my hex driver without too much problem. Electroplated gold, the most decadent toaster. Evaporust will probably strip the chrome finish, just FYI. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Adamant cheese, yeah. Chrome is really chrome is a difficult one. Electroplating though, I mean it is, we know it's ferrous because magnets work there. So absolutely we could, oh, hold up. I want to get that off without marking it. There we go. Yeah, we could electroplate this with anything, and that would be a heck of a fun TTSF now, wouldn't it, everyone? Oh, wait, I still need to put the rest of the screws in before we're done buttoning this up. And doing a toast off, which I'm kind of now excited to do. Okay. Oh! Jonux, what's in my tumbler is Alberta Premium Whiskey mixed with my own personal soft water soda stream. That's just adding a small cocaine spoon of sodium bicarbonate, which goes by its common name of baking soda. Got there. And what's the other one? Brush nickel would be so good. It's a tiny spoon that came with my salt cellar, and it looks to be about the size that you'd want to disperse cocaine with. I've never done cocaine. I'm probably not going to ever do cocaine, but if I do cocaine, at least from the movies, it seems to be the same amount as what they seem to be used. So there's that. That's my cocaine spoon. Why am I talking about my cocaine spoon? Because yes, Alberta Premium Whiskey, cocaine spoon of sodium bicarbonate baking soda in your soda stream makes it a little softer. It's nice for that. And then also 5 dashes of locally produced root beer bitters, which I've been using also to make myself kind of a homebrew version of LaCroix root beer, which is absolutely delicious. All right. So, let's zoom out here. And, right, I wanted to make a little adjustment to the toast, and I don't know which direction to do that. I think left is the way I want to go. And I think I need to use a hex bit of a small variety. Let's see there. I should have done this while it was still open, but yeah, there's a little hole right here. I'm going to say if I go to the... That's too big of a hex bit. I'm going to guess going to the left is going to make my toast lighter. Because that seems right. So let's do that. Start. Let's do a half turn. Oh, wow, that's tight. Let's do quarter turn to start. Quarter turn to the left. All right. Let's set it down. Radiant control dial set to medium. Let's grab that other toast crust, or bread crust rather. Let's see if I have succeeded in not killing myself. Toast crust. Bread crusts retrieved. Okay. Plug in the toaster. Turn the power bar off. Toaster. Engaged. Measure case potential ground first. Ooh. That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah. Where is a good ground position? Oh, wait, I can just shove it into the ground, can't I? All right. So let's just hit the case here. Where's my... Okay. Case edge to ground. Oh, wait, I can do that on the... I should do that on the plug, actually. Shouldn't I? Yes. Oop. Here we go. Just about anywhere I touch on this case, we got good safety there. Good, good, good. I'm happy we caught that. Thank you, Iris Ether. Good to have someone who's got their head on straight in the chat, Gary. I mean, y'all are great help for all of these shows, so thank you all. I couldn't ask for a better audience in these things. Both in your prodding me for greater safety and your understanding when I don't always take your advice. All right. Power. Power. In. It's on. It started. You probably can't see this. I don't know if you can see the smoke or not, but it is going. And if it's correct, if it's working correctly, it should shut itself off in just a second. Or two. Or, yeah, and there it goes. Because it's doing that radiant thing. It's judging the temperature. And it's going to bring it up. In just a second. Okay, that's correct. Good. Now where do I have an insulated probe? I do not. Everything around me is conductive currently. Let's unplug that. Unplugged. Let's just make sure that those tension's still good. Okay. Let's see what happens if it makes when we make toast with it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to adjust the camera just a bit here. We're actually able to see this. This is super cool. You know what? Let's go all the way. Out of it. Let's bring this toaster. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready for one slice? In it goes. It begins. Yeah, it went in diagonally too. Just to let you know, it can handle both. Okay. The dummy toast. Okay, if this works, we're gonna do a toast off. That's gonna be great. I'll waste an entire piece of bread. Okay. Wire's not feeling warm. You know what? Actually, once we're done the toast off, let's actually yeah, we're gonna compare it with the current toaster. We'll check the wires and check for any sort of heat damage, and then we'll that should be a good good indication. Should have put that in the other way around. Oh, you're right, Anarin. Yes, because right now it's reading the crust side. But we've also changed the thermostat calibration with that quarter turn. So we're, you know, we're doing bad science here. We're changing too many variables at once. Check the voltage between the outside and ground with a multimeter. I'm inclined not to touch it at all. Just because I'd like to get into the habit anyway. And yeah, we did check for the shorts. You're right that Anarin breakers would have tripped already. Sounds like it's just about done. Smoke is coming. Smoke is here. Let's go off. It does have an off button, thankfully. All right, so that's something that other versions of this don't have. So that's less good. Let's pull back here. Let's examine that. I would have guessed that so that's, yep, the crust. So here's the inside, and the crust is still a bit it's not quite toasty. So yeah, we've all had a learning moment, and that advice of cut side towards thermostat, important. So if you're doing one slice, it's got to be on that side because that's where the switch is, but it's also the side where the thermostat is. So that bread needs to be pointed in that direction. So yeah, good news is toaster ran long enough to burn the toast and didn't melt the cord. So let's, I think we're good. Just having a look at the cord there. You're still a little bit poking out because unfortunately it's a very tight fit. But yeah, no melty damage there. And any melty damage that is happening, is happening inside that Bakelite stress relief area. So it's, I'd say, pretty safe in there. So yes, bread is 100% toasted at medium level with that quarter turn. I believe that was the incorrect direction to turn that. So let's undo that. Let's take it and do it a couple quarter turns in the opposite direction. So I turned it counterclockwise. 2 half turns counterclockwise is what I want now. Yes, Iris of Ether. It's the thing has a thermostat, and you left that slot empty. It makes sense that it could just cook forever, like an open feedback loop. Yeah. No. The thing is, it's got the thermostat in there. You can see it, I think, just there. But it's also pointing at the other side, which is the internal nichrome wires. So if if there's no bread in there and you activate it, it's just going to read the temperature off of the. By read, I mean that's a very. I mean that in the most metaphorical way possible, because it's just detecting is maybe a better way, Anarin. It's just a bimetallic strip that's aimed at the toast. So, it's going to be reading the nichrome strips rather than the coils. And as soon as the nichrome strips get up to temperature, it'll click it off and send things back to the untoasted zone. So, let's try this again with one more slice each, and then I think that might be a good time for us to down, but I do want to have this toast off. Panasonic versus Sunbeam. Whole wheat bread. Center position on each. We have turned things in hopefully the correct direction. And this leaves just enough bread for us to have lunch tomorrow, so that's the other important thing. All right, I can pre-load this one, but I can't preload this one. Let's push that up here. Oh no, feedback loops are super rad in general, so. That's what cybernetics is. Okay, gameplay left. Toaster in there. Okay. Are we ready for toast off? Corey, can I ask you to push down on the other toast in 3, 2, 1. Toast off. One of them just slowly sinks in with just an air of civility to it. Also, I'm very happy with the surge protector, currently taking 2,000 watts plus from both these toasters. Breaker overload stream dies. I don't know why I changed my point of view to look at the... Oh, wow, the Panasonic hasn't even gotten warmed up yet. I mean, that's... Boy. The left toaster, the Panasonic, does not even seem glowy yet. Yeah, no, that one's going to take a while. We should have timed this. Good God, is there anything that this toaster isn't good at? It looks better, it works better, it's faster. It sounds like it's about done. Interesting. Okay, so that's toast there. What's she gonna do for me? Other one. Oh, okay, it's done. Okay. So the last time we did it center, it looked a bit burnt. That looks almost, I would call that perfect middle brown. That side a little bit less brown. So I think I'm going to turn the calibration knob another quarter turn counterclockwise on that, because this side toast, A+. This side toast, maybe a bit dark. This toast, just way too underdone on both counts. Let's take it to the taste test. Okay. Holy moly. Yeah, perfect crispness on the outside. Just a bit of chew in the center. If you look at this one that Corey's already been into, it's like just the edge is crisp and the rest is just raw. Oh God. To paraphrase Goodfellas, geez, I mean, the other coaster, you couldn't even eat it. Whoa. Mm. Well, you know what? Okay, Corey, what's your verdict here? Because you're in it now.
Oh, I would eat both of them.
Okay. You know what? Just because we got a couple extra seconds left, I am going to do that final quarter turn and use the last piece of free bread to see if we can dial that in to what I would consider a perfect medium toast. So where's that? There it is. Where is my key? Okay, let's get down there. I mean, let's be honest. Is your toaster even really worth owning if you don't have to adjust the calibration on it with a key, with an Allen key? Ian, check your toast privilege. Okay. One more time. Back under the toaster, still at center position. Play left. One slice. I just love that it just goes in like that. What are the specs in the Sunbeam model here? Sakani, we're looking at 1,350 watts of toasting power. Other than that, I'm not sure what you're looking for. All right. Well, while it's toasting here, I want to thank everyone for joining me here tonight on Tinker Tailor Solar Fry. This has been a fantastic episode. I couldn't be happier with how this all turned out. Oh, is it done already? Oh yeah, because it's already preheated. Oh, here it comes. That was too much. That was barely worth doing. Okay, you know what? We're going to take it back by an eighth turn. We're going to stick the toast back in. Because remember, this cooks to temperature, not to time. And toast becomes toast at temperature, not time. So we can keep doing this. We can calibrate it until we get that brown we want. Right in the middle. Friends, as I said, thanks so much for coming by. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here for this. Whether you're in the chat chatting away, whether you're just watching on your couch at home or on your phone, or if you're actively subscribing or throwing your bits here on the channel. We also want to thank those of you who are our patrons over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. You really help us keep the lights on, and by that I mean the studio lights here, because there's a lot more studios than there used to be. Excuse me, it's got some toast crumbs in my throat. Also, check out youtube.com/loadingreadyrun for all the great shows. We got everything there in terms of our premium content. And check out youtube.com/loadingreadylive for all of our pre-recorded shows. That's medium toasted. That's perfection. How does it taste? Like a dream. God, that's like eating air. I'm not sure if you heard the from off camera, but that was wholly unprompted. Also, yeah, become a member at youtube.com/loadingreadyrun, and you can ask us questions during our not annual, our 12 times annual, or some would say monthly, Askler episodes that we record on that same monthly schedule. Check out loadingreadyrun.com for all the great shows, and loadingreadyrun.com/live for links to, for our schedule that shows you all the things that are coming up Not sure what's coming up offhand, but you can check that. You got a computer. You're watching this right now. And we also want to, of course, thank those of you who were so kind as to throw your bits and subs in during this particular program. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, Texan, that's that thank you. Wow. Also, whoa. Whoa. Hey, thank you so much for those of you who have given your bits and subs on the channel here. It's been a real pleasure to have you here, and I want to thank specifically Ella806 for 86 months. That's rather auspicious. So, you know what makes this particular toaster your white whale? Well, because check out the Technology Connections episode on it and the follow-ups, because as I hope you know now, that it's a fantastic toaster and why it's so hard to find for a reasonable price out there in the world. Raving Penguin, subscribing for 67 months. Oh man, is that the perfect toaster? You know it is. Ash Burnham, subscribing for 65 months. Thank you so much for that. Happy to have you there. Happy to have you here. And 65 months is a heck of a long time. Kung Fu Banana, 36 months. Chop. No, there's no chopping in Kung Fu. Wait, no, that's... You know what? Ignore me there. Kung Fu Banana, thanks for showing up. Angry Optimist, subscribing for 49 months. I totally want one of these. Clever engineering. Simple. What's not to like? I'm loving it so much. I almost want to see if the patent's expired and look into possibly making artisanal versions of this for sale, because it's such a good toaster. Surter77 is a brand new subscriber. Hope you enjoy the what you see on the channel. Thanks for dropping a sub. Dasuano, subscribed for 36 months. Quick! Sub while Ian's not looking. You did. Good job. Adamant Cheese, subscribing for 9 months. Congratulations on that, sub baby. 62MG Cobra, great car. And also, you've subscribed for 26 months. That's a amount of time that's larger. Sorry. I just caught my reflection in the toaster. And you know what? Let me see if there's a way I can show this to you. Get up. There we go. Hi. I've got a huge set of shoulders and a tiny head. And that's what I was laughing at, because my one of my favorite Twitter artists, Sato, does that style. And I thought, wow, real life Sato. Good job on me. Sleepy Neutrino, cheering with 50 bits for ground. We found it, we ground it, and now we're safe. Echo the Tech Knight, dropping that 52 months of subscription. That is exactly 1 year in weeks. Thank you so much. Let's put this back where it belongs. Get a little bit of Dutch angle because it's nice. Gotta thank Elemental Alchemist for 65 months of toast. Haven't heard that in a while. Thank you. Bob the Ninja Goldfish dropping 5 gift subs in the channel for Gondrith, Sleepy Neutrino, Catazale01, Trey Spire, and Tater Shaman. Thank you, Bob, and thank you, the rest of you, for being around for that. Prince Nimzar has subscribed for 35 months. Thank you for your continued support in this. Thanks to Commander Rab for 69 nice months of subscription. And Xantos69 for 50 bits for enjoying the show. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks also to King Norable for those 500 bits for toast. And thank you to Night Echo 06. I almost made that Night Echo 06. Either way, 45 months. Thank you for that. And also, that's it. We're done. This has been Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry. We'll see you all in a fortnight for more technology fun. Hopefully we'll have all the parts necessary to do the TMX Thrustmaster wheel swap that time. But stick around. No, don't stick around. This is the end of the broadcast day here at Loading Ready Run. Yeah, as we say every time, ever forward, never learning. We'll see you next time.